Welcome back, my friends, to Let's Play Langrisser 2 with the Dragon Looms. Which brings us right on into Scenario 18, the Dark Princess. In hot pursuit of Bozo's retreat to Elzeria, Elwin and party came across a village being attacked by monsters. Laughing amidst the carnage was a young girl. Elwin couldn't believe it when he saw that it was Liana causing all the destruction. Despite being at a total loss about what had made her evil and allowed her to control monsters, Elwin and his party rushed to stop Liana. Assuming it is in fact Liana. Conditions for victory: we have to either defeat the Grey Dragon or the Dark Princess herself. And we're defeated if the villagers are wiped out or Elwin drops. Can't let it happen. So, shop actually has some worthwhile items this time, nothing that we need at the moment. I'm pretty much good on speed boots, I think. So Elwin back to Lord. Attack 50, defense 42, and it's only going to climb from there. And not to fall far behind is Cherie, who I think I'm going to leave with that longbow for a little bit longer, because we can have fun with that. So yeah, before I equip that thing, let's take a look at it real fast. Drops attack and defense of the commander as well as the attack of their troops, but it comes with a really nice catch. And it doesn't sell for much either, so it's almost as if the game's trying to trick you into thinking it's a dud, it's a worthless item. But no, you do not want to sell this thing. Keep it, please. And Hein is going to be the first to try it out. Put him on the fast track to summoner, I'm thinking. So naturally, the horse and the star on the hilt is a direct reference to Messiah, the developers of this fine series. Yeah, we're going to be using that for the rest of the game, pretty much. Until the last battle, when it really doesn't matter. Double the experience for every attack and every heal? Yes, wonderful. If I had a healer right now, that would be good for them too, but, you know, things may change in that regard, if we ever get Liana back for sure. So in the meantime, about this battle, it's not too difficult, but it's one of those that can drag on if you're trying to get all the experience. And especially if you're doing what I'm about to do and trying to give it to one or a few characters as much as you can. Really, the focus here is going to be on Hein. And I'm thinking to a lesser extent, Cherie and Elwin, since they're back at stage 2 of 5. But those two are so strong, without troops, they're going to catch up pretty quick. So, not really prioritizing them. And Jessica, she's always high on the list too. Because once she gets to her 5th class, she's pretty much going to be playing a supporting role, just weakening foes from afar with her magic and letting everybody else play cleanup crew. Speaking of cleanup, I think it's feeding time for the monsters. See if we can butt in and change the table. It's the return of the blue-haired girls, eternally fighting to stay alive, because everyone wants them to die, and I don't know why. Hein isn't like it. Lord Bozo, what does he know? Food is in a can. It doesn't walk. And I've heard that argument by vegetarians. If it runs away when I try to catch it, I'm not supposed to eat it. There's some flaws in that logic, but we'll leave it alone. And I just want to show off there you have a few options of where you want to send the townspeople. I always send them to the west. Because honestly, if the enemy can actually make it that far and reach them, you're really doing it wrong. I mean, really. Like, are you trying to be bad at this? To be fair, I think whatever you choose to do with them is going to be the same in the end. Provided you take care of those enemies to the south. Everyone else is on the other side of the map. I don't see how they can make it to them before you could. But it presents you with several interesting approaches to this battle for those who are so inclined. You know, what you could do is place the townspeople in whatever position you want them to be, surround them with your people, and let the enemy come to you. I've never tried that, I'm just thinking out loud. I'm not going to bother because I'm thinking that this is going to make the battle take extremely long. And obviously we don't want that to happen. 2-hour battle on video? No, thank you. I mean, once again, I gotta thank you guys for joining me, but I'm pretty sure you don't want to be around that long. Thanks if you do, but it's not gonna happen. Yeah. If I made any exceptions to that, it would be the final battle, but I'm pretty sure that's not even going to take that long. Here's hoping, at least. It's actually been a while since I played the last battle. I don't really remember how long it is. But there's a couple in the near future that they're pushing it. I'm going to try to keep them around an hour and a half max, but they can easily get to 2 hours and some change. Again, provided you're really focusing on certain people and going well out of your way to make sure they rack up as many points as they can get. Bozo. She needs to find a new topic of conversation. Tired of hearing about this guy. Let him speak for himself. And the big reveal that we all already knew. Bernhardt was just another tool in the shed. And now that tool has grown some rust, they can't be bothered with it. So this group here, we're just kind of distracting them as we advance. Put people near them that were under no threat whatsoever. Elwin right now is weak to magic due to his current class and lack of resistant equipment, but it's Elwin, guys. He's going to be fine. And he's got some good help down there too. I believe Cherie's with him. Our dynamic duo would work. Now, one thing that makes this fight interesting as well, the enemies, most of the group, where they move isn't predetermined. It's based on the position of your commanders and what troops they have. So it changes quite a bit. It's very dynamic. And that's one of the things that I do like about this battle. So you can't always go in with the same strategy and expect it to go the same. See, as much as I like the idea of just building a circle of my people and letting the enemy come to us, drawing them in, and then just taking them down in one fell swoop, I'm sure that would be very entertaining to watch once everything began to collide, but it's just getting to that point. I don't have the patience for it and don't even have the time. So Lester was a good choice for sending down here as well, because they'll have higher mobility on the water as well as better defense, so they can withstand those ballista attacks. Or not ballistic attacks, magic attacks. I just have ballista on the brain. They're the stuff of nightmares. Thankfully, we don't have to deal with them in this battle. I would have liked to have brought someone with Jessica, but they're just a little too slow for what we need here. And I think her current equip, that's pretty much going to be her for the rest of the game. Going to be rocking that wand, going to be rocking that orb. Scott, don't want to get him too close. I'm going to hold him and Keith back. I think the two of them will be plenty to deal with this group. Hopefully I can get Hein some decent experience without him getting every single kill. As much as I'd like to, again, it's just a question of time. And yeah, that's another reason why I'm not too hip on ballista all the time. It's tough to keep them alive when you're fighting magical opponents. So, and considering how much they cost to hire, again, it's kind of money down the drain. Money that could have been spent on so many other things. And why, when you have monks against undead? See ya. Yeah, and earlier I was talking in a previous video about if you wanted to just make Elwin just essentially the answer to nearly every form of opposition. You know, by using multiple rune stones on him, taking that route, several paths, several classes, get him to learn just about everything from meteor to earthquake and illusion. But he couldn't learn turn undead. He has no access to jobs that unlock turn undead. Force heal too, I'm thinking. And definitely doesn't learn. So besides those three major spells, I think he has access to potentially every worthwhile magic in the game, offensive and defensive. And as far as classes, he can't ride anything other than the dinosaur or the horse. He doesn't get access to serpents or dragons, so those are about the only limitations that he has. Elwin can just about do anything else. Again, make him a soldier for all seasons, basically. So, not really necessary. If you wanted to solo run this, that would be a worthwhile decision, but again, we're all about the unity, man. It's about the team. It's about that 1, 2, 3, A to Z. We're stronger united, divided when we fall, or you know what I meant. That's right, back it up, guys. Move along, nothing to see here. Just another battle ensuing. And one trick pony is all he knows. But his friends are coming up. As always, Scylla. Oh, that's a level 10 Scylla. Okay. Have to be mindful of that. Yeah, at this point in the game, I need to start paying more attention to the enemy's levels. Because I tend to disregard it, but it actually is starting to matter. In fact, I think it always did matter. I was ignorant to it. I don't know if higher level means higher resistance to spells. That's something that I should take the time to find out one day. It just means that their spells are going to be at their most effective and their command too. And the Minotaurs have engaged us. What'll we do? Run away? Hide? No, none of those. Because we're not afraid. It's going to take more than some undead dinosaurs to send us packing. Oh yeah, FYI, no secret items in this battle, so that's one thing that we don't have to deal with. Now, Cherie, the only problem with using a runestone, if you want to keep their current equipment on them, and it's something that they're not supposed to have as their current class, you can't progress forward in the inventory to equip any other items. So if you want to give them a new accessory, but you don't want to lose whatever weapon or armor they have, it's a catch-22. You gotta lose one to keep one. And I think I'm not ready to get rid of that longbow just yet, but I think in the next battle, it's going to be imperative that I do. With Cherie in particular, good job, Les. Nice. I have a plan with her. When she gets close to promoting to her next class, which I'm not going to spoil just yet because it's going to be a fun one, I'm going to make sure that I equip her some speed boots, because that class cannot have speed boots normally, and it's going to be crucial for a couple of battles ahead. Now, man, you know what I'm thinking out loud here? I am so tempted to keep her with the longbow for as long as possible, because her next class, while the speed boots would be nice, having a distance attack with that class would be phenomenal with her attack power. It's very tempting, but I think maximum movement is going to be very vital for one particular battle coming. So, as much as I don't want to, I'm probably going to have to give up the longbow after this battle. But don't worry, we'll be seeing it in action again, just not with her. We have others. That is, another. Jessica and Aaron are here to provide support for Hein's group as soon as she can get there. Her elves are going to be very strong against the gargoyles as well as the leviathans once they're on land. Defense is much worse than it was in Warsong, thankfully. But again, they get that plus 50% among the Great Blue, so kind of need to lure them on land. And again, the monks over here, cleansing the land of all that is unholy. This is when it's good to be a zealot. And trying to keep that ballista alive if I can. I know those gargoyles are going to be gunning for him most likely. But one thing at a time, let's finish off what's left of this group real quick. I was hoping that they'd be gone before the others made it, but it's kind of a tall order. Yeah, we want to end this. If I attack the leader, this isn't going to be enough. But maybe, yes. Thank you. I wasn't sure if they'd come through. The wraiths are surprisingly resilient to ballista attacks. And you done? No. But he did nothing. Nothing. Which was expected. Da 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 da. La 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 la. Ba da ba 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 da ba ba da ba ba. As much as I don't want to, I'm gonna have to hold off for another turn. Because position is a thing that I need to keep in mind. Now, hopefully Scott and Keith will be enough to take care of these two groups. Sleep is gonna help out with that for sure. The Griffiths and the dinosaurs are pretty much one-to-one. They trade blows pretty much evenly. But the Griffiths do have that plus 25 being an aerial unit. High attack with Scott. Not so much with Keith's. But the Minotaurs themselves are the threat here. They have a very high attack. The only good thing about fighting them is they're kind of slow and you can get your hits in before they reach you. So provided you're attacking with somebody who is not weak to them and can do severe damage to them before they reach you, you don't have too much to worry about. Because again, they're, like most generals, hindered by their current health. So when they're low, their strength drops. And with that in mind, let's try to keep these Griffins alive as well. Don't want to overextend here. Very easy to do. Yeah. See, they have no problems with the dinos once their health has deteriorated a little bit. Everything about them is atrophied at this point. Very interesting choice they made for this series. Level 8. Keith. This is the fastest I've ever been able to advance his levels. It's actually going to be one of the first people to his 5th class at this rate. That's going to be different. Usually takes him forever to get in there. But yeah, undead dinosaurs. Not something you see very often, right? Okay. Not that we were worried anyway, but they're officially good. I don't see anything getting through to them now. Alright, so let's see. If we can have Hein take out everything on this map just about except for the 2 groups that Scott and Keith are dealing with. And maybe that one group of Scylla that's heading south, as well as that Lich who's throwing out meteors. Can probably divide that up between Cherie, Elwin, and Lester. They can handle it, certainly. It's just, again, this game is like chess. You really have to plan your moves several steps in advance. So I'm thinking about battles that are 4 or 5 scenarios down the pipeline. Just making sure that everybody's going to be where they need to be in the appropriate time. If this was just a casual play, that wouldn't be so much of a concern. And you know, I really would like to just do a casual let's play of this that's just a little bit less formal, a little more loose, a little more whatever, but you know, there's so much that I would like to sample and show off, because again, I like to take the time to highlight games on this channel that I don't feel like get enough attention or respect. So it'd be fun to revisit this one again. There's just too many others that are deserving as well, even beyond this series, because just getting through the Langrisser games is clearly going to take me quite a while. So, but there are others, there are more. We are here, we are here, we are here. And I'm trying to get to you guys. Okay, at some point I'm going to want to heal him. You know, just cuz. In the meantime, we'll take advantage of the fact that he can't outright kill anything to weaken them for everybody else. Reduce the damage they're going to take. Because I guarantee you they're not touching him. They might manage a little luck point here or there. That's all they're going to get. Same with Lester. He's pretty safe. Oh. That's right. I chose to give him the axe, so his defense has been dropped. But he's okay. Plenty of troops. And... excellent. Ba-da-da-ba. Ba-ba. Yeah. Okay. This is actually quite perfect. Both Elwin and Cherie are not at full health, but at least at half. So this is a good tactic again. If you want to control the fight a little bit, corral the enemy, so to speak, just attack with those 2 right now. They won't kill anybody, but they're going to prevent them from doing anything productive on their turns. So, got something for you, Scylla. including illusion. We're finally going to get to see that spell shine in this fight. Believe me. Been waiting for this. Oh, it's been a long time coming, but now the fun is afoot. And I'm starting to get impatient with her. Alright, Meteor has ridiculous range. Besides the power, that's what makes this spell so crazy. Yeah, we want to hit at least 2 enemy generals with this. Hoping not to kill anything though. Yeah, because that Leviathan is 6. Forget it. Let Jessica get okay. Let her get more than a little bit. Because I don't want to neglect her entirely either. But Hein, it's on you now. Can't make it any easier for you. Not worried about the Lich, clearly. These guys are more important. I think they're the biggest threats right now. And we will deal with this Lich too. Just kind of teasing him though. Because there's nothing he can do with us. Right, guys? The men in blue. Dishing the whoopings like they stayed out past curfew. Gonna get it now. Also, this is another nostalgic battle in a sense. Definitely a nice callback to War Song Scenario 15. Remember Roar of the Dragon? We had to save the townspeople from the great dragon that was rampaging across the sea. So many shades of that in this fight. Certainly not just a coincidence. Which has got to be one of the most odd sayings in the English language. I mean, really, it's almost like redundant, coincident. Like 2 things happen at the same time. That's sort of what it implies. So, I don't know, it seems kind of pointless. It's one of those worthless words. And you know, our language has a lot of them. Can I apply for that job? Can I be a dictionary cleaner? Just get rid of all this useless junk just taking up valuable space in our brains that we don't need. Anyway. I don't know, the word coincidence almost implies that 2 instances or 2 occurrences don't have meaning or share some sort of connection, when they clearly do because you brought it up in the first place. Anyway, let's not talk language. Not while we're on duty. That's it, Griffins. Again, Keiths don't have as high enough an attack, so I have to sort of massage the enemy into submission before we finish up with them. But they can handle a limit too. But I do think Keith's Griffins are about ready to pack it up. Pretty soon he's going to be getting a replacement, and I can't wait. Refer to Angels, which Scott commanded in Scenario 15. That's another thing that you might want to plan for. Now, again, there's a battle coming up soon that I'm taking some advanced measures early for. Yep. I wasn't sure because he has 33 defense. Their attack is just above that, just barely, but it was enough. I suspect the Minotaurs might be slightly susceptible to flying opponents. Oh yeah, definitely. That seems to be the case. And that's good. Yup, level 7, close to 8. Keep Scott from falling too far behind. I mean, I know he just joined us again not that long ago, but we don't want to neglect him because of it. You know, it'd be like we were punishing him for abandoning us way back when. But you know, he had other duties, other obligations, you know? As the Lord's son, we can't hold him accountable for that. Well, we can hold him accountable, but we won't hold it against him. Okay, so see, this is why I love illusion. It's almost like a decoy. A little blow-up doll that you set up on the ground for the enemy. And I don't know what it is about it, but they can't stand them. They just have to take them down. Instead of us. See what I mean? Why it's so terrific. Yeah. Definitely time to start making use of this spell. And this is exactly the type of person that you want to have access to that ability. Somebody who can solo on their own. That's why I was really hurting about not making Elwin a shaman early on, because that would have given him illusion as well, but I just chose not to go that route. It really had everything to do with making sure we could catch up to Morgan in time and to save everybody in scenario 4, because that again is one of the tougher battles in the game, especially for that stage. So if not for that, I definitely would have gone shaman. And again, I highly recommend that as a viable alternative for your own playthrough. If you make Elwin a shaman and then later on an archmage and then use a runestone, giving him access to magic like meteor and troops like elves and ballista early on, gets pretty ridiculous. An archmage with his level of attack and defense, yeah, gets nuts. And illusion again, and thunder, and whatever else he learns along that path. Not too bad. Alright. When it's this easy, you can't pass it up. They would do it to us if they were in our shoes. And again, taking advantage of the fact that he won't die to this. And do nothing to Elwin. Big Red, that's why you're the man with the plan. That's why he gets the big chair. Go ahead and take you that big piece of chicken. Well, I think we just proved who's the superior aqua unit. But in case I didn't hear us the first time. No damage? Really? Oh man. Mermen are definitely one of my favorite troops in this game. And there's no getting around it. We gotta keep moving forward, or else she's just gonna be stuck behind perpetually. And that's no good. And could give her a little bit more experience, but what's the rush? They're all hurting over there. Well, most of them. Time to make use of Aaron and that protection. First, weaken them up. And pretty good damage. Take it on home. Home to another world. Hopefully a better world. A world where their kind can be appreciated. Where they can mutilate and maim and dismember to their heart's content. But this ain't the place. So y'all gotta go. Get out. Scoop, get out. Level up and zone. Like illusion, another spell that I need to start making more use of. And I will when the time is right. Zone again is a spell that drops the commander's command range. What doesn't drop their command range? It drops their command to 0 for attack and defense. So their troops have to rely on their base stats. Really useful. There will come a day, believe me. Okay, and these two pretty much just going to try to catch up with the gang, because they do still have useful spells. And Keith being a flyer, naturally he can catch up really quickly. Another reason why he's a good character to give the carbuncle. Makes him an excellent supporting cast member. And don't really need their troops at this point, but we're going to keep them following just in case. You know, non-human shields and such. Sorry to say. Speaking of shields, this is okay because they're not actually alive. And the enemy doesn't seem to mind. Uh-oh. Dragon Unleashed. Oh right, turn 5. I forgot to mention. This always happens at the enemy's 5th turn. She starts to send the dragon towards us. What direction it goes, that can change, but... yeah, we can do that. Why is the dragon going after the city? Might have something to do with the fact that she just told it to. With the power she received from Bozel. Yeah, that's no problem. We can handle him and her. This might end it. Oh, it did. That's fine. He needed the experience too. Ugh. Having a rough day? I'd say so. Yeah, so illusion is my new best friend. Time to show him what the real thing can do. Boom. Lester still has some magic. Don't really need to use it right now. Probably could have attacked her and took her down to 1 health, but I didn't want to risk anything. You know, so he might have pulled an Elwin on us. Ended the battle prematurely. And she is at 7. There's really no need to get over eager. Man, this. When did the merman get this good? It really has been a long time since the events of the first game, hasn't it? I'm not complaining. Just saying. Okay. Lester is really close to his next class. It's going to be very useful because he gives his troops a ridiculous command range. That is a command rating, and I don't know why. His 4th class in particular. Looking forward to seeing that. Another thunder. Not to be repetitive, but it's so useful. Can't pass it up. And they were in the water. No excuses. Never mind the fact that I've been blasting them with magic constantly. Maybe they can. She is on land. No. But they got her to 7. That's all I ask. And Jessica's getting quite close anyway. Apologies, Aaron. I know you haven't been in on the action too much. It's okay though, because I got a pretty good feeling I'm going to be able to get him to his 5th class quicker than most. The way that I have things planned out, at least. Yeah, they're hurting. We can keep going. 28 attack. That should be enough to do something. But it wasn't. But we have more. Yeah, I want to keep focusing on her because they might one-shot the wyvern. Seems highly likely. There you go. And see, call me paranoid, but that's why I'm convinced in my own mind that changing their command will affect their performance. That's why I took the time to switch to fight. And not to forget about these two. Who to send them to? I guess this way? I guess they would need the help more. And again, we do want to focus on Hein, so the more people who can weaken the enemy with magic, let him clean up. I think that's the best way to go about this. And Scott's going to take a minute to catch up, though. But at least those guys are perfectly fine. And you probably already figured as much. There are no secret items on the map, but we do get an item for keeping all the villagers alive, so that's something to look forward to. And I happened to notice that Larna was carrying speed boots on her. Makes sense since she's on the water. So, something about the direct channel, huh? Taking the boat. Okay. Sounds like a ship battle's on the horizon. Yeah, getting across this water, that's what slows down this battle. If you want specific people to take down Larna, who are not Lester or Keith, it can be a trial to reach her. And don't forget we still have that dragon to deal with. Look at Princess go. Also, keep in mind we only have to defeat one of the two to end the battle, the dragon or Larna. Now, in order to get the most experience and the most prizes, I'm going to take out all of the dragon's troops, but leave the dragon alive. Then I'm gonna skip the dragon, which is certainly gonna piss it off most likely, and go straight for Larna, take out all of her troops, and then finish her off. since I can only take down one of them, I'm gonna go for the one who has an item equipped. Makes sense, right? So this will be one of those rare times we actually leave an enemy alive. Not by my choice. See? Can't stand up to that. Arrows and wings, they just don't seem to get along. And it's always been that way. But we're gonna let the monk step in, take all the credit, like any good pope would do, and try to patch them back up. I've really become a big fan of making Hein some sort of a priest type class in these games, and Langrisser as well. He just seems so useful with those healing abilities and those holy units. Just going straight down the plain Jane magician route with him, it's not a bad way to go, but a little extra versatility definitely looks good on him. What do you guys say? But I don't know. So what can I say? Just one way to play. Come on, guys. It's gonna take a little bit. She is on land. I should probably just throw Hein in there, but he's only got 32 attack. And I know it can get higher than that. Yeah, I'm looking forward to the day when I can just throw him head first into combat again. We're getting close to that point. Not just yet. There's really no need to at the moment, so we're fine. Okay. Didn't take as long as I was expecting. Plenty of time to reposition and make our preparations. Yeah, I'm just backing Lester up. I don't want the enemy to focus on him. Hoping they go straight for Elwin or Cherie, who can pretty much resist anything that they have to throw. Alright, here it comes. Man, how come the dragon only has 4 troops? Why are you holding out on us? Bring us all the minions. Okay. Do I really want Elwin to go that far from the group? The answer is no, so let's back it up. Let's draw them in this way. More illusions. Yeah, see, they're only going to let you have a maximum of 6 at one time, so that's why this spell is not too useful if you have a lot of mercenaries on the field with that commander, which is why I'm not always going to use the spell when I'd like to. And there's another reason why it's good to get powerful people like Elwin and Cherie to learn that spell, since they'll often be going in with limited resources because they just don't need it. Not if you're stoning up some runes. Little attack. Just to close the deal, you know. And put her up under the hot seat, where Hein can cool her down. I think these monks can finish it. 33 attack. Yep. Maybe not in the water, but in the trees, that's plenty. And level 8 wizard. Oh, but that experience bar. So far to go. 2 more levels. Can we make it happen? Can we class change in this battle with him? We'll see. The good news is if I can save those elementals for him, the monks are going to be very strong against them. They count as undead once again. So, the experience from them and Larna alone might be enough to get him another level. So, I think he needs to put in a little bit more work, but he's close. It's going to slow down this fight tremendously, but we're going to be very, very methodical here. Because I'm ready for that summoner. I'm pretty sure you guys are too. You're at least probably tired of hearing me talk about it. But I can't help it, I'm so excited. And I just can't hide it. Because I know what he's going to be able to do pretty soon. Yeah, I'm not even healing Cherie. This is perfect. She's going to be able to take anyone down to critical level under no danger herself. and just keep casting that illusion. That's another reason why I'm backing Elwin up. I want to see where the enemy chooses to go. Hopefully they'll go for the shadow people. We'll see. Here, just put them up forward. The dragon also has meteor, because every enemy at this stage has meteor almost, and I don't know why. It's very aggravating, but in this instance, it's okay. Just hoping that he aims for the targets we want him to aim for. I say he as if the dragon has a definite gender. First we need to name the dragon. Any suggestions? Maybe something unisex. Nothing's coming to mind. And we'll go with Sam. So Sam there is actually not as dangerous as it looks. Decent attack and defense, but not enough to really threaten most of our people, surprisingly. Really just want to let it exhaust its MP and keep it to 7 or less. And once she makes it, Jessica's going to be good for that, because her elves, despite the lower attack, their arrows are naturally strong against it. I guess it counts as a flying creature, which I guess it is. So her group alone will be enough to keep the dragon in check. As well as Cherie, we still have her for that sort of thing too. So not really a threat whatsoever. It's like a little lullaby till the nightmares kick in. Good, good. Predictability is a thing I like to see. You know, it might be about time for a jump cut. I've been good about avoiding those so far in this playthrough, but some of these battles coming up, including this one, they can kind of drag on. I couldn't help it, guys. I love puns. Yeah. Let's take him down first. Soften him up. Yeah. Let's get our people a little bit closer, spread out. We want to get Hein down here so he can join in on the fun. This ought to be some good experience for him. And yeah, I don't want to take out those gargoyles with him. Because you're not going to miss anything at this point. The enemy is just kind of sitting around at this point. Alright guys, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to get Hein closer to the group so he can cash in over here. I will be back in just a moment once that's done. The Great Dragon will be very difficult to kill, says Cherie. And yeah, isn't that usually the safest strategy? Come on, Elwin. Did you just get out of bed talking like that? Anyway, I actually brought you guys back prematurely because I forgot about that line of dialogue that pops up. I didn't want you to miss that. Now we're ready to go. Yes, some things haven't changed. I think we're in turn 12. Yeah. Give Elwin a little bit. Don't want to neglect him completely. Can't have him sulking. Another reason why it's always good to keep some griffins around. You know, units that are not hindered by the terrain. Looks good on a resume. Attack! Up. Here's a good thing. As is sleep. Because I'm pretty sure Hein's monks can reach at least one of them. Yeah, we should be able to get him to level 10. The Scylla plus Larna's group and maybe one or two other miscellaneous should be plenty with that Messiah sword. I wish they let you get that item a little earlier in the game, but I can understand why they don't. Now you're starting to understand, aren't you? It's nice for folks who don't want to use the level skip to get extra experience that way. You know, if you just want to standard run through the game, it's the only way you're going to get everybody to their 5th class in a timely manner, I'm thinking. Because again, just getting them to that last class is not enough. In some cases, if there's a certain spell that I need them to learn, you got to keep that in mind too. So some people, once they hit the 5th, you know, they're good. They're golden. They're gravy. But not everybody. It really depends. That's another reason why I'm kind of prioritizing people like Aaron this time around, because, ooh, yeah, that's the only thing about illusions. They cannot stand up to any magic or direct attacks. Single serving. And I believe when you've defeated all of the enemies except for the dragons group, Lorna will automatically have that bit of dialogue, provided you've at least hit turn 12 or so. Now, it's probably based on when you defeat all the other enemies. That means she's getting involved, which is good. Hoping that she can diminish the distance between us. You know, because we're like islands apart right now. You know, get a little closer. You know, we don't like long distance relationships. We don't want to fall out of touch. Get to know us a little better. Come closer. Let's see. Yeah, everybody's pretty much close to their 4th class, except for the obvious 2. So yeah, we're looking pretty balanced right now. And that's good, because if we take each battle to emphasize a particular character or 2, this is going to mean that nobody falls too far behind in the end, which is kind of what we want to see. You know, let everyone have their day in the sun. And in the end, we're all going to be shining. So it's pretty much all about Hein and his monks. Clearly the best units for him in this battle. Either strong or equal to just about everything here, except for those minotaurs and their bone dinosaurs, which is why I didn't want him to have any part of that group. Now, he could have got by with magic, but it would have been on him. And again, no need to be greedy with anyone. He doesn't need to get all of the enemies. Oh, is that what we were just saying about teamwork? Awesome power of friendship at work. We too fight for our friends. Okay. Super simple from here on out. Just keep the dragon weak and have a field day. And that's what I'm about to do. But first, maybe we should prime them a little bit. I wonder if she can reach, actually. Yes, she can. But that might kill. That wouldn't, but it won't reach. So we're gonna get her a little bit closer. Every drop of XP counts at the moment. Just buffer them a bit to ensure they can get the job done. Keith's fireball probably wouldn't do 6 points of damage, but not gonna risk it. You can see why I gave him and his men the speed boots for this battle. Anytime you're dealing with water, it's not a bad way to go. Big Red laying them down like it's bedtime. So good night. Yeah, what's helping them out is the fact that the gargoyles have relatively limited defense, let's just say. Not where they shine the most. Not something they're known for having. And we're taking full advantage. La la. Start getting them up to deal with elementals. For that time is nigh, and we shall rise to the cave La 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 la. Da 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 da. Da da da. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. La la la. Da 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 da. Ba da da da. Ah, that sweet lullaby. Couldn't stand up to that. I was kind of hoping they would. They've done it before. That's pretty close to the stats the dragon had in Warsong, right? I think it just has slightly higher attack here. Same as Cherie, actually. But she has better defense, so that's comforting. Still don't want to get too close with most of them. In fact, at this point, leave it alone. Forget about it. We don't want any. What we want is Larna's group. Where are you at, Dark Princess? Yeah, she's still a bit timid, though. Still playing with us. Yeah, I like where this is going, though. We'll keep moving Aaron up because he can heal and cast protection and sleep. But at this point, sleep won't really help us because Larna is always immune to magic and the elementals as well. So gonna have to rely on the sheer force of our fists and our swords and our crosses and our spears and our bows. Now, I might as well send her down here. She's going to be too slow to catch up across the water. Might as well use her to weaken the dragon. That is, keep it weak, along with Cherie. Because once Jessica gets close enough, if I want to, I can start moving Cherie up. Not that Hein's really going to need the help at this point. So, be back in a moment once I got my people better organized. And welcome to turn 19, everybody. Again, just trying to keep the length of these videos somewhat reasonable. There's a whole lot of wading in the water. Didn't need to see all that. I promise you didn't miss anything but Larna constantly spamming Meteor and my people treating and moving in closer. That's the only thing that's happened. Oh, and this. Every turn. Just enough to keep it in check. And see, they have 28 attack, that's 34 defense. They should not be doing damage that consistently, but they are, and I love it. This is the power of type advantages and disadvantages. We don't want to get carried away. At this rate, they're going to kill it. Don't want to do that. Yeah, I could have saved some money. I didn't even need to bring this many archers to the battle overall. The way things panned out. But you know, sometimes you want to take those precautions. It's always nice to see our men survive with us, though. It's very encouraging. Warms the cockles of my heart. And what's a cockle, anyway? What is it, like a cupboard or a cabinet? You know, a sector? A corner? I don't know. Again, the English language, very strange language. It's almost as if someone just sits around and thinks up words sometimes, and that's where half of the dictionary comes from. You know, even before the internet, we were just saying whatever came to mind and sticking with it. And now look at us. You can't control us. You can't hold us back. Keith there actually hasn't been needed very much, but you know what? He's another character who has attack up, so here we go. And as a lord, Elwin is finally going to get access to some good support magic as well. Protection, force heal, things of that nature. So it's been a little delayed, but better late than not at all for him. The only reason they even give him troops at this point moving forward is just to get him more experience faster. He can obviously take anything the enemy has to offer, with a few notable exceptions possibly. That doesn't apply to anything in this fight though. There will be others. Because I'm sure we're going to be seeing Leon again if nothing else. Who was a no-show in the last scenario, surprisingly. But again, he was probably still licking his wounds, so I guess it's understandable. But look, Larna's back in action clearly, so But there's always the possibility that she's not completely human either, if she answers to Bozel. Maybe there's some, I don't want to say divine, but some greater healing at work here. Which raises a question in my mind, is divine inherently referring to something that is good or benevolent? Like, can there be such a thing as a divine evil or divine malevolent power? Because, you know, Bozel, he answers to chaos, the god of, I guess, chaos. And that's another thing, because localizations and translations sometimes botch things. I don't know if chaos is actually a god, so to speak, or just a very, very strong demon, mistaken as a god. But I don't know, maybe you could say that about most gods. It's really a question of a threshold of strength. If you're significantly stronger than anything else around you, that's usually enough to get you that god status card. Anyway, again, I'm not even talking about an omnipotent, omniscient, omnipresent, supreme being here. I'm just talking about lowercase g things. Lots of those, or so some say. I'll leave it up to your own speculation to determine for yourself. And just in case you get any ideas of ever moving again, just scratch those notions, because we have bows, and you've proven to not like those. And we're not even going to attack with them just to be safe. Yeah, you know, this has been smooth sailing when we actually have an illusion still around. Those things are never supposed to survive past one round. It's just not how it goes. Not in my experience. So yeah, another reason why I'm glad I didn't press the fast forward button to get some angels in here. We really didn't need them for this battle. And really, I think Keith is the first in line. He's the closest to receiving them as a unit. I would have had to really neglect some other people in order to get him the amount of experience he would have needed to become a Dragon Lord at this point. But he is awfully close regardless, so it's all working out well. Definitely want Elwin up front. Guys just cooling out. Why they're not leaving entirely, I don't know. I think they secretly enjoy the carnage. They won't admit it. You know, they're here for the show that we're putting on involuntarily. Because, you know, human nature. People have done that. Have watched atrocities or, you know, intense battles or violence take place. You know, didn't pitch in, didn't jump in, didn't try to stop it. Didn't try to help it, just, you know, it's like watching TV. But what can I say? I'll give them a little more credit than that. They're probably concerned for our health. You know, since we put our own lives on the line, they're just making sure we're okay, right? That's what it is. There are many possibilities, many perspectives, many possibilities, and only one reality. Welcome to The Outer Limits. Which I've heard is a really good show and I should see it someday. Does it go something like that? You tell me. I have seen some Twilight Zone. I haven't seen Outer Limits. It's mostly because I had a friend back in the day who was in a Twilight Zone and we had a little marathon. That was fun. But down they go. No time for chit chat. They don't have much to say. Everything's odd at them. I guess they're easily impressed. Again, another good thing about the Messiah Sword, you get double experience for everything you do. That does include healing. Oh, that was worth doing. And you know what, if I wanted to really be a jerk, not that it's a bad thing. What I could do when I give somebody the Messiah Sword, I could just have them sit in a circle and just keep casting healing on the same group. Let the enemy keep attacking me with magic and get double experience that way. No fuss, no muss. No stress, no strife. Yeah, mental notes. I'm gonna have to come back to that idea. I don't think we need it at this point here, but definitely something to keep in mind. The only problem is when he goes back to level 1, his magic range is gonna drop 2. But that's fine, he'll be very strong, he'll catch back up in no time. It'll be worth it for what we have in store. I hope you guys are ready for the menu, because I'm about ready to serve it to you. It's gonna be fantastic when we get there. And since he's clearly going to make it at this point, we can give Larna to somebody else who can actually handle it. Somebody like Elwin. Osalia's hero saves the day. And get some speed boots along the way. Ah, she was just trying to buy time for Imelda. And yeah, Elwin still kind of got that tunnel vision. All he sees is Liana, and you really can't fault him for that because I'd like to think we had something to do with her abduction. I mean, we had no business leaving her behind, but we don't need to tread back over familiar ground, do we? Because we really need to be going to Velzeria, apparently. Also known as Velzelia, area from Warsong. Probably pretty dilapidated by now. But hey, got us a nice little souvenir. That crown is basically like a necklace, but it boosts higher attack for your troops. As well as increased command range. Going to be very useful moving forward. And off to Morel we go. Off to see a wizard. No, off to see ourselves a summoner. But wait for it, wait for it. Get Elwin out the way, level 5 is good. Maximum magic potential. Here we go. Hein, congratulations my friend. Class change achieved. The ultimate class for you, in my opinion. Meteor protection and most importantly, the summon magic. Now once he hits level 2, he'll actually be able to summon. That's where we're really going to start to see just how much all this work was worth it. And that's just about going to end it for scenario 18. Very, very fun battle. Highly recommended. This fight, this game, what are you waiting for if you haven't already? But anyway, I'd say that about wraps things up here. Guys, thanks again for joining me, supporting the series. It's all about Langrisser. Strategy masterpiece. Until the next video, have a wonderful day. Do what you love. Love what you do. And hopefully, I'll see you soon.